My every great achievement in history, every empire built, every fortune created, every invention that changed the world, began with one thing, a single, definite goal. Not a wish, not a vague desire, not a passing thought that comes today and disappears tomorrow, but a burning aim so clear, so strong, so consuming that it becomes the very heartbeat of the dreamer. The average person lives in a fog of divided desires. They want success, but they also want comfort. They want discipline, but they also want ease. They want wealth, but they also want entertainment. And in this tug of war, their energy is scattered like rays of light diffused in every direction, warm perhaps, but never powerful enough to ignite fire. But focus those rays into a single point, and what happens? The same light becomes a flame. The same energy becomes a force that can melt steel. That is the difference between ordinary living and extraordinary achievement. A burning goal is the lens that concentrates your power. Let me ask you, what is your one goal for the next 6 months? If I were to shake you awake at midnight and ask, what are you working toward? Could you answer me without hesitation? Could you speak it so clearly that anyone who hears you would feel your conviction? If your answer is uncertain, then your future is uncertain. But the moment you choose, the moment you fix your mind on one aim, the world around you begins to shift. Opportunities that once passed you by unnoticed suddenly appear. People who once ignored you now lean in to listen. And doors that seemed locked forever begin to creak open. Why? Because the universe always moves to support the individual who knows exactly what he wants. You may say, but I want many things. Why should I limit myself to one? My friend, you are not limiting yourself. You are preparing yourself. 6 months of absolute concentration on one chief aim does not shrink your potential, it expands it. Once you achieve it, the confidence, the habits, and the momentum you gain will make the next goal easier, faster, greater. Think of it this way: a farmer does not scatter seed across every inch of land and hope for miracles. He chooses a single field, clears it, plows it, and plants with care. And when the harvest comes, it multiplies into abundance that can feed many. Your mind works in the same way. To scatter attention is to starve success. To plant it in one chosen direction is to guarantee growth. So I challenge you, before you take one more step, before you waste another day, decide. Decide what you will accomplish in the next 6 months. Not what you might do, not what you hope to do, but what you will do. Write it down. Speak it aloud. See it in your mind every morning before the day begins, and every night before you close your eyes. Carry it like a flame in your heart, so alive that no wind of doubt, no storm of circumstance can extinguish it. Once you define your goal, something extraordinary happens. You become a different person. You rise earlier. You think sharper. You act bolder. You say no to distractions without regret because your is has already been spoken to something greater. 6 months with a burning goal will do more for your destiny than 6 years of drifting. Remember this truth: the starting point of transformation is a definite aim. Without it, you are a ship without a compass, tossed by every wave. With it, you are the captain of your fate, steering directly toward the shore of your choosing. So ask yourself right now, what is the one goal that, if achieved in 6 months, would change everything for you? Hold it in your mind, fix it in your heart, and let it become your burning obsession. For when you define your goal, you define your future. Once you have defined your single, burning goal, the next question is this: how will you reach it? Desire alone is not enough. Vision without structure is only a dream. To turn a goal into reality, you must build the bridge between intention and achievement, and that bridge is called routine. Understand this: your future is not hidden in tomorrow. It is created in the little choices of today. The life you are living right now is nothing more than the sum of your daily habits. If you want to know where you will be 6 months from now, do not look at your wishes. Look at your routine. Most people rise each morning without a plan. They drift into the day, guided by moods, pulled by distractions, and chained by circumstances. And they wonder why 6 months, 6 years, even 6 decades pass without significant progress. But those who succeed in any field live differently. They do not wait for the day to direct them. They command the day. They do not wander. They march. They do not rely on motivation. They rely on discipline, anchored in a routine that forces success. So, what does a success routine look like? It begins the moment you open your eyes. The way you start your morning sets the tone for everything that follows. Wake up with purpose. Spend the first minutes of your day aligning with your goal. Read your written statement of what you will achieve. Visualize it as if it were already yours. Speak it with conviction. This mental conditioning, repeated daily, hardens your belief until it becomes unshakable. Next, structure your hours. Time is your greatest capital. Waste it, and you bankrupt your future. Divide your day into blocks of focused work, deliberate learning, and purposeful rest. Give your best energy to the tasks that directly advance your chief aim. Guard these hours like treasure, for they are the seeds of your harvest. But routine is not only about work, it is also about growth. 6 months of feeding your mind with wisdom will sharpen your vision. 6 months of strengthening your body will multiply your energy. 6 months of reflection and journaling will give you clarity most people never attain in a lifetime. Success is not built in one grand act. It is woven, thread by thread, into the fabric of your daily actions. And here lies a powerful truth. You do not rise to the level of your dreams. You fall to the level of your habits. You may dream of wealth, health, and greatness, but unless your routine supports those dreams, they will remain distant shadows. Consider this: if you exercise for 30 minutes a day, in 6 months your body will be transformed. If you read 1 hour a day, in 6 months your mind will contain more knowledge than most acquire in years. If you save and invest a fixed amount daily, in 6 months you will have a foundation of wealth. Small actions, when multiplied by consistent days, create unstoppable momentum. Yet many resist routine, thinking it robs them of freedom. In truth, it is the opposite. Discipline does not chain you, it liberates you. A well-structured day frees you from chaos, from wasted hours, from regrets. Routine turns your goal from a distant hope into an inevitable result. So I urge you, do not let another day slip by uncontrolled. Write down your ideal daily schedule. Begin tomorrow with structure, not accident. Protect your time, honor your habits, and live as if every action is a step toward your 6-month goal. For when you commit to a daily success routine, you take command of your destiny. 6 months of disciplined action will carve results so visible, so undeniable, that people will ask in amazement, "What changed in you?" And you will answer with quiet certainty, "My routine." Your mind is the workshop of your destiny. Every result you see in your life today, whether success or failure, wealth or poverty, joy or despair, was first constructed in the unseen chambers of your thoughts. The thoughts you allow to dwell in your mind become the blueprints for your future. This is why the third step in your 6-month success plan is simple but powerful. Guard your mind with relentless discipline. Most people treat their minds like open fields, allowing anything to wander in and plant itself: fear, doubt, envy, gossip, discouragement. Then they wonder why their harvest is bitter. But a disciplined man or woman understands this truth: the mind must be protected as fiercely as a king protects his kingdom. Think of your mind as fertile soil. If you plant weeds, weeds will grow. If you plant corn, corn will grow. The soil does not decide what grows. It accepts whatever seed is given to it. In the same way, your subconscious accepts whatever thoughts you feed it, whether positive or negative, and multiplies them into reality. The question is not whether your mind will grow something. It always will. The question is, what will you allow it to grow? For the next 6 months, you must become the gatekeeper of your own mind. Shut the gates against fear. Shut the gates against negativity. Shut the gates against the voices of those who mock your vision. Instead, open the gates only to the thoughts, ideas, and influences that strengthen you. Surround yourself with books that feed your purpose. Listen to words that remind you of your power. Speak affirmations that ignite faith within you. Some will say, "But I cannot control the world around me." True, you cannot stop every storm, every critic, every challenge. But you can control what you focus on. You can choose what to dwell upon, what to replay in your mind, what to allow to take root. Remember this, it is not the storm that destroys the ship, but the water that is allowed inside. 6 months of guarding your mind will change the way you see yourself, the way you act, the way you respond to life. Because once you refuse to entertain doubt, your actions become bold. Once you refuse to dwell on failure, your energy shifts toward victory. Once you reject the poison of envy, your eyes open to your own opportunities. But let me warn you, guarding your mind requires vigilance. It is not a one-time effort, it is a daily duty. Just as you brush your teeth every morning, you must also cleanse your mind. Begin each day with positive input. Read a page of wisdom. Repeat your written goal. Visualize your success. And throughout the day, be alert. When fear tries to creep in, replace it instantly with faith. When negativity whispers, drown it out with determination. When doubt knocks, do not let it enter. At night, reflect. What thoughts did you allow today? Did they move you closer to your goal or further away? 6 months of such self-awareness will make you the master of your inner world. And when you master your inner world, the outer world must eventually obey. Never forget the mind is both your greatest servant and your most dangerous enemy. Left unguarded, it will sabotage your future. Disciplined and directed, it will build empires for you. The choice is yours, and you must make it now. So I challenge you, become the relentless guardian of your mind. 6 months of mental discipline will not only transform your life, it will make you unshakable. For when your mind is fortified with the right thoughts, no obstacle can stand against you, and no dream can remain beyond your reach. You may have the clearest goal in the world. You may build the most disciplined routine. You may even guard your mind with the vigilance of a soldier. Yet, if you do not act, nothing will change. Dreams without action are hallucinations. This is why the 4th step in your 6-month success plan is the most critical. Take bold, relentless action. The difference between the successful and the unsuccessful is not intelligence. It is not talent. It is not luck. It is action. The world is full of intelligent dreamers, talented procrastinators, and unlucky men who sit waiting for the perfect moment. But history does not remember the dreamers who did nothing. It remembers the doers, the men and women who dared to act when others hesitated. You must understand a great truth: there will never be a perfect time. Conditions will never line up exactly as you wish. You will never feel fully ready. The stars will not rearrange themselves for your convenience. If you wait for perfection, you will wait forever. Progress belongs not to those who wait, but to those who move. For the next 6 months, train yourself to act quickly and decisively. When an opportunity arises, seize it. When a task is before you, begin it. When fear whispers, "Not now," answer with action. Bold action is the cure to fear, for fear cannot survive once you move forward. But do not mistake boldness for recklessness. Bold action is not blind, it is directed. It is guided by your burning goal. Each step you take should be a deliberate strike toward your aim. Even small actions, taken consistently, build unstoppable momentum. 6 months of steady movement will carry you further than years of hesitation. Consider the power of compounding action. One small step, repeated daily, grows into great achievement. Write 1 page a day, and in 6 months you have a book. Make 5 sales calls a day, and in 6 months you have spoken to hundreds of prospects. Save a small sum each day, and in 6 months you have a foundation for wealth. Action compounds as surely as interest in the bank, and the earlier you start, the greater the reward. Still, some will say, "But what if I fail?" Let me tell you, failure is not the enemy. Inaction is the enemy. Failure is feedback. Failure teaches, refines, redirects. Each failure is a stepping stone, each mistake a lesson. Those who act boldly may stumble, but they rise stronger. Those who refuse to act remain stuck in the same place, safe perhaps, but stagnant. So do not fear failure. Fear standing still. Fear wasting 6 months, 6 years, or 6 decades waiting for a tomorrow that never comes. Fear reaching the end of your life with your potential still locked inside you. That is the true failure. Here is your assignment for the next 6 months. Commit to taking at least one bold action every day toward your goal. No matter how small, no matter how uncomfortable, act. Send the message. Make the call. Take the risk. Do the work. Let your actions scream louder than your excuses. And soon you will discover something remarkable. Action creates confidence. Action builds momentum. Action attracts opportunity. The more you do, the more capable you feel. The more capable you feel, the more you do. This cycle, repeated daily, transforms ordinary men into leaders and ordinary women into pioneers. Never forget, the world does not reward intentions, it rewards results. And results belong to those who act. So I urge you, be relentless in your pursuit. 6 months of bold action will accomplish more than 6 years of idle wishing. Move forward with courage and watch how the world steps aside for the man or woman who refuses to wait. A plan without evaluation is a gamble. Action without reflection is chaos. If you wish to transform your life in 6 months, you cannot simply act blindly and hope for the best. You must become a master of self-measurement, a relentless examiner of your own progress. This is the 5th and final step of your success plan. Measure, reflect, and refine. Think of an archer. He does not shoot one arrow and walk away. He shoots, observes the result, adjusts his aim, and tries again. Over time, through constant feedback and correction, his arrows find the bullseye. Success in life works the same way. Without measurement, you cannot know if your aim is true. Without reflection, you cannot learn. Without refinement, you cannot grow. Too many people charge into action but never stop to ask, is this working? They repeat the same mistakes, stuck in cycles of frustration, because they never take the time to measure. 6 months spent this way is wasted. But 6 months of measured, refined action becomes unstoppable progress. Here is how you apply this principle every 30 days. Pause and review. Look honestly at your results. Ask yourself, what did I accomplish? What fell short? What habits helped me move forward? What habits dragged me backward? Be ruthless in your honesty, for sugarcoating failure only multiplies it. Do not fear what you discover in reflection. Weakness exposed is not weakness lost. It is weakness you can now correct. Failure revealed is not failure permanent. It is failure transformed into guidance. Every month, adjust. Shift your strategy. Improve your method. Replace what does not serve you with what does. This cycle of reflection and refinement ensures that 6 months from now, you will not only have results, you will have wisdom. Understand this: success is not a straight line. It is a path of trial, error, adjustment, and persistence. Those who win are not the ones who never make mistakes. They are the ones who refuse to repeat mistakes because they learned. They treat every setback as a teacher, every obstacle as feedback, every delay as an invitation to refine. Reflection also keeps your vision alive. It reminds you why you began. It realigns your actions with your burning goal. Without reflection, it is easy to drift, to let small distractions pull you off course. But with reflection, you constantly return to your true aim. In 6 months, that difference is monumental. Another key to refinement is flexibility. Your goal must remain firm, but your methods must be adaptable. If one door does not open, knock on another. If one strategy fails, invent a better one. Rigid people break under pressure. Flexible people bend, adjust, and ultimately win. 6 months of this mindset will make you unstoppable. And let us not forget celebration. When you measure and reflect, also recognize your victories. Reward yourself for progress, no matter how small. Acknowledging growth fuels motivation, and motivation sustains the journey. So I say to you, at the end of each month, sit with yourself in silence. Look at your journal, your numbers, your progress. Ask the hard questions. Give yourself honest answers. Then rise with renewed clarity, refine your methods, and return to battle sharper than before. 6 months of this cycle, measure, reflect, refine, will not only bring you to your goal, it will transform you into a different person altogether. You will think clearer, act wiser, and move with greater confidence than you ever imagined. Never forget, what gets measured improves, what gets reflected upon deepens, and what gets refined perfects. So guard these 6 months carefully. Act boldly, yes, but also measure, reflect, and refine, For the one who learns from his own journey becomes not only successful, but unstoppable. My friends, we have walked through the 5 great pillars of transformation. First, to define a single, burning goal for clarity is the compass of achievement. Second, to create a daily success routine for habits shape destiny. Third, to guard your mind with relentless discipline, for the mind is the workshop of all results. Fourth, to take bold, relentless action, for without movement, dreams remain shadows. And fifth, to measure, reflect, and refine, for progress without correction is a ship without a rudder. These are not theories. They are laws of success, tested, proven, and eternal. If you apply them with faith and discipline, your next 6 months will not resemble your last 6 years. But here is the truth you must face. Knowing is not enough. Listening is not enough. Agreeing is not enough. You must act. And you must act today. 6 months will pass whether you prepare or not, whether you build or not, whether you rise or not. The question is not, will time pass? The question is, what will you do with it? Imagine yourself 6 months from this very moment. Will you look back with pride, knowing you set a goal, built the routine, guarded your mind, took action, and refined your path until you triumphed? Or will you look back with regret, knowing you let another year slip through your fingers? The choice is yours. The future is yours. The power is already in your hands. So I challenge you, begin today. Choose your goal. Write it down. Build your routine. Protect your mind. Act boldly. Reflect and refine. Do this for 6 months, and your life will not simply improve. It will transform. The next 6 months will pass anyway. Make them count. Make them yours. And when the world asks you what happened, you will answer with unshakable certainty, I decided, I committed. I acted. I transformed my life.